Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imani and I love all things planner and self-care related. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss new content. In today's video, I'm actually going to do something a little different. I'm introducing a new way of monthly planning. I just feel like my monthly planning session needs a little bit of a revamp. I'll talk about why, but of course, after the new method and that planning session, we will plan for the upcoming week. So stay tuned. So I wanted to change up my method for planning monthly because I feel like I really don't do enough to get ready for the month. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I do have like that monthly plan with me where I will basically just fill out inserts for the upcoming month. And honestly, that it helps me lay out the month, but I don't go into the month really knowing the bigger goals I want to accomplish. So I think sometimes you'll even see evidence of that in the monthly admin insert. I won't fill out that to-do list because I haven't thought about the overarching list of things that I want to do. And life is getting a little bit busier. There are a couple different categories that I need to start planning for. It's the wedding stuff, it's the nonprofit stuff. That area of life is definitely picking up. So there's a lot to kind of think about in advance. And I really thought about ways that I can be more intentional about planning for the month. So here's what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna start using one of my notebooks to kind of just do like a monthly prep. That's what we're gonna call this new method of monthly planning, is monthly prep. And it's a way for me to really dig deep and think about the different areas of my life and the things that I want to accomplish for those different areas, and then translate it in a monthly to-do list that's more like a brain dump, right? And that way we can transfer that to my planner when it's time to plan for the month. So let's get started. So if you want to plan along, just grab like a notebook. You can even grab like a scrap piece of paper. It's really open because what I'm going to do is put the month in the middle of the page. So we're going to try this new method for June 2024. And I'm just going to block that off. I was definitely one of those kids who used to draw like clouds to block things off back in like elementary and middle school. But what we're going to do is draw arrows for the different areas of life. So up here, I think I want to put wedding stuff up here. Up here, we'll put board task. And again, that's for the nonprofit board that I sit on. And this is really not meant for me to be neat, right? So I don't really care how my handwriting looks. I don't care if it's even. I don't care if it looks right aesthetically. This is really just meant to write everything down and frame the upcoming month. Below, I want to put content. And then we'll do an area for personal. I may change these categories, but we'll see. Right now, those are kind of like the big areas that I want to focus on. I can see myself in the future maybe doing different tasks depending on where I am in life, right? Like if you get involved in another organization, or if you're a parent, you might need one for kids. So if you're gonna be following this method, definitely think about what categories may work best for you. So for personal, this is where I'm gonna plan those items and write down those items that I know will for sure will go on like the monthly admin insert, or even on, any layout where I'm using like meetings and appointments and whatnot. So for example, some of the things that I wanna write down is a ceremony for one of my friends. She's opening up her therapy practice. So that is going to be, oh, did Siri just come on? No, thank you, Siri. Okay, sorry. I don't know why Siri just came on. Like I didn't press any buttons. I didn't say, hey, blank, nothing like that. But I should mention that I'm using the Lopet Classic pen. It is skipping a little bit. If it continues to skip, I will change this out. But for now, we'll keep writing. So the ceremony is on the 7th. My dad is playing on the 1st, so we'll just write like a concert. It's not really a concert. We're also supposed to have date night on the 1st, so I need to see if there will be any conflict between the concert and date night. And as of right now, that's it. Oh, we do have the kids run, which is this event in Buffalo on the 1st, but that is during the day. So I know for sure that won't really conflict with anything below here. So here goes the to-dos for the personal area and like those bigger events that I want to make sure I track. Oh, there's also the board meeting on the 20th. Okay, and then down here, I'll just write a few self-care goals, like my book goal and any other areas of self-care I am focusing on. So I told you this is not going to be neat at all because it's really just a way for me to kind of conceptualize what's going on the next month. So I'm not having to do it A, in the middle of the month, or B, while I'm filming a plan with me for the month. So this is enough to help me jog my memory, know what's going on in my personal life during the month of June. Let's move on to board tasks. So I was just recently elected as secretary, so I want to make some changes to the meeting minutes for the board. I don't know why I'm writing in cursive, but I don't think I've ever written in cursive on a video before. Well, this is my cursive, not my neatest cursive, but you're definitely getting something new today. So I just want to make a few changes as secretary and start working on some of the committees that I also sit on within the board. So I'm going to take a few moments to jot down a few tasks and goals for the board. Okay, so I just wrote down a few like tasks, reminders. I really want to start brainstorming some events for the board because I'm on the event planning subcommittee. So again, this is enough for me to be able to write a more targeted to-do list for my board tasks, which that was definitely the area I needed. Now for the fun parts. So for wedding tasks, there are a couple of different things I can focus on because we are doing an engagement party on the day before Labor Day in 2024, and then our wedding is not until Labor Day weekend of 2025. So right now we're kind of focusing on the engagement party, but there's definitely some wedding related things that we have to plan as well. So what I'm going to do here actually is kind of separate engagement. We'll write engage because I don't think engagement is going to fit, and then wedding. So for the engagement, I need to really start thinking about how we can start purchasing some items for that. So I'm just gonna write down a few things that I want to remind myself about. Okay, so those tasks are separated by the engagement party versus the wedding. Definitely more to do for the engagement party since it's in a couple months, which is wild to think about. We're having it September 1st, which is that Sunday, again, before Labor Day. A lot to do before we get there. We are creating like this online invitation page. So you'll get the link, you'll get the password, and then you can go in RSVP, write down some like fun congratulation notes. So that's something that we need to work on. That's what I mean by guest invite page. Of course, I want people to have some games to play, and I need to think about the decor as well. And the wedding, the main thing is making our first payment to our coordinator and getting the money together for my dress, which is super exciting. I did buy my dress. I don't know if I told y'all, but I had that wedding appointment a couple Saturdays ago, and I found my wedding dress, which is absolutely wild. And now I need to just buy it. So it's putting down the money to pay for that because we don't want to go into debt for this wedding. That's the goal. So last category, if I can be honest with you, this is kind of what sparked my idea that I need to focus on how I plan for the month, because content, I used to plan like 2-3 weeks ahead, and I haven't been doing that lately. Honestly, I think sometimes it can reflect in my plans as well, because if I'm planning like week to week, I can't really focus on strategy and a schedule because it's all like week to week. So this is really what sparked this need to revamp things, especially because things are getting so busy with wedding planning and board tasks. I need to get ahead. So for content, I'm actually going to take a few moments off camera to think about what I want to write down and then write down some ideas. Okay, so for content, there's a couple different things that I want to do starting in June, and one is blogging more. I actually really do enjoy blogging. It's a lot more work than, taking a photo of your planner or like writing a to-do list and posting it on Instagram, for example. It's more work, but I find it more rewarding. Not to knock anything that I post on Instagram and TikTok, but it's just fun to blog. So I want to blog more. And right now I'm going to just do one time per week, because right now I think I'm doing every other week. So if I can get consistent with once per week, I know that I can do more than that and just work slowly up to it, rather than just saying I want to blog every day. That's not realistic for me right now, right? Especially if I'm not even doing once a week. So I think that just goes back to how when you like goal planning and everything, you really need to be realistic with yourself. And right now, once a week is a realistic goal. So I want to talk about my audit ebook more as well. So that's a goal. I don't know why this pen is skipping. That's annoying, because it's not out of ink. Clearly not out of ink. And I think it's just being annoying. And finally, so blog once a week, audit ebook, and I want to post stories lately with the blog post that I do have. So post stories with blog posts, because I do have like a lot of blog posts already up there. I've been blogging for a couple of years now, and I feel like sometimes I don't highlight that, right? And it's great content, so I want to focus on promoting that more often. So this is kind of like the monthly plan. I feel so much better, even though we still are like 1 week away from June. I feel like I'm ready to tackle it a little bit more. So I'm really glad that I did this exercise. Let me know below how you approach monthly planning, if you do something like this, if you're definitely more like on the cuff. Let me know below. So what we're gonna do now is actually make this a little bit nicer, right? Because this is more like a brainstorming session for me, not really like something I would use during the month. What I would definitely use during the month is more of like a list. So I'm gonna think about how I wanna organize this. I may just have like to-do list up here and then make categories and write different to-dos based off of the different items. I think that's the way to go, but let me switch off this pen because I am not feeling it. I don't know what's going on. Normally that pen is really good to me, so maybe this is just a fluke, but we're gonna change it for now. For the title, I want something a little bolder, so I'm gonna pull out the Zebra Blend. And I think I'm going to write with this Muji pen. Do I wanna write with Muji? Yeah, let's write with Muji. We'll stick with Muji today. Okay, hard decisions, but we made it there. So what I'm gonna do is write June 2024 at the top, and then I think make the categories or subcategories, whatever, and then write the to-do list. So let's go for it and see how it works out. Would y'all believe me if I told y'all that my hand hurts? My hand hurts from writing all of that. That was a lot. So I'm definitely gonna need to rest it, but This is the June 2024 kind of monthly brain dump list. It's very organized and I like it. All my thoughts are on one page, well, front and back, and it'll be a really good way for me to approach planning for the month on my inserts and going into the month with a better idea of what I want to accomplish. I'm glad I did this. We're 1 week away. And I think 1 week out is a really good way to end the month and begin the new month. So what I'm going to do is, of course, grab a highlighter, going for the pink one, and we're going to highlight the different categories. There is some smearing here, but not a lot, not a ton. Perfect. Okay, we like that. Awesome. Okay, so this is my new method for planning for the month. And of course, we'll check in as we plan for the weeks and, talk in videos more often. I'll keep y'all updated on how things go. I do think this is going to be very helpful, so I'm excited to put this into use once June starts. So for the monthly spread this upcoming week, I'm not sure there's gonna be a lot to plan for. We have a day off on the 27th, and I think the week itself will be pretty chill. Timber has a grooming appointment there. And of course, there's a lot going on June 1st, but other than that, we'll see what we get to plan this week. So let's take this out and get started. Last week, we planned with this beautiful pen, and this week we're gonna plan with the same pen, but in a different ink color. There is no name of the color on the pen, but you'll see it's definitely like this beautiful tan color, which I think will go good with any color highlighter, but of course I'm gonna pull out beige to use because I think beige will complement it best. So let's get started with planning some of the bigger events or meetings going on. Okay, gonna pause right there because look at that. Look at how beautiful this ink color is. It's so gorgeous. Absolutely love it. So pretty. Okay, sorry, I just had to admire it for a minute. Okay, so we have no work written out, and then we have all of the to-dos written out, except for here. Honestly, I doubt I'll do anything. We're celebrating Memorial Day the day before with a barbecue. Y'all already know. If you know, you know. And on the 27th, it'll be a great day to just relax. I'm excited to do nothing because normally we do our barbecue on the day of. And then, we'll end earlier around like 2 or 3, and then you only have a couple hours until the workday starts, or you have to go to sleep for the workday. I'm excited to celebrate before. If you live in the US, let me know when you have your picnics and barbecues. I'm excited to do it Sunday. And honestly, if it works out well, I'm gonna suggest that we do it every Sunday from now on, so that way we can get the 27th off. I use this and I actually don't know how I feel. I feel like this looks more copper once you use the beige highlighter, so I'm not gonna highlight to do. We're gonna leave that for now. I am gonna highlight the week though, and then of course we will write a to-do list, but I need to get the previous week out so I know what the heck is going on. Okay, so for our to-do list, I just wrote down a few things that I know I want to accomplish. We still have some space left for a last minute to-do item for the week, which I really do need and appreciate, but this is good. I'm liking this. As you can see from my shorts and if you follow me on other platforms, you know that this was a really good planning month, and I'm excited to continue that throughout the last week of May. I'm finally back in my groove, and this is just working so well for me. Like I said before, this is what planner peace looks like for sure. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed watching that new method for planning monthly, and I'm excited to implement it. Of course, if you have any questions about anything you've seen in today's video, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.